how I handle them in general is you just deal with it. Hello everybody, Drew here, tip of the Mitt Flips, where I'm a full-time eBay reseller, and every 100 subscribers, there's a giveaway. So if you're watching, make sure you subscribe so you have a chance to win. I have 7 orders going out today for about 50 bucks, so very, very low price per item. Of course, those are gonna be easy packers, and that is, like I always say, if you have low sales, that's just an opportunity to get something else in your day done. Like normally I would say more listing, but today my project is to finish getting this down and hopefully get the rest of the insulation in the garage, because the temperature is plummeting in my area, and this about 25% of the garage still isn't insulated, at least the ceiling. So that there's a breeze that comes in right here, which when I'm working hard is okay, but as far as cost of heating, it's not okay. So that needs to get done today. I also did some sourcing yesterday. While I was doing it, thinking very hard about a friend of mine I worked with on Mackinac Island. It's a vacation spot close to me. His name's Mikhail. He just started a eBay YouTube channel. He lives in, I think, Salt Lake City now, someplace beautiful with a mountain in the background. But I watched his first 2 videos and I was overwhelmed with jealousy of how good his sourcing was in his area. And I've noticed that on other people's videos. Some people, if you watch Shed Flips, he's got his guy. So, he's got somebody that gives him some good stuff, but he also lives in a bigger, more populated area. Population of my town, under 5,000. So very limited sourcing. And this is the reality of a couple hours of sourcing in my three thrift resale stores: Goodwill, Salvation Army, and a Habitat for Humanity. I got this hat for $6.99. It's a wool ladies hat, and this is a $35 to $40 hat. So, I paid up for it quite a bit as far as I'm concerned, but very easy to pack. And this, if I can find a good box for it, which I will ship first class. And then I finally, anybody new to the channel, I was selling the heck out of individual wooden chess pieces, because I had gotten a chessboard set somewhat similar to this one, and it was missing 2 pieces. So I sold the board and then sold all the chess pieces. There's a few left still, but it was very consistent. These ones, they're wooden, but they are chintzier, a little cheaper. You can feel them. They're lighter than the ones that I had. But either way, I've been continuously looking for them, and I think I paid, let's see. I paid $3.59 for that, plus tax. So that's the other issue. My 2, I guess, yeah, might as well throw them all in there. All 3 of my resale shops in my area, prices are going crazy. It's getting to the not worth my time, because as you'll see, so this, I picked up this there as well, which is I have no idea, some type of fishing something or other, the Yellowbird side surf planer, but I paid $2.39 for that, and it was, I think, 15 bucks, so not great. This was actually half off for all 3 of these. These are anchor hocking, the diamond something, I can't remember the actual name of that, something diamond, Queen Diamond, Princess Diamond, I don't know. But those, they were in the $10 to $15 each range, so that's actually pretty good. I might still lot them up depending on the condition once I clean them up. If there's one that's a little, I'll probably lot them together. If they're all fairly good, I'll sell them individually. And then this is a Sears solid state blender, and the only reason I got it is because the parts over here, each one sells individually for a decent amount of money. Like I think the blade was $15, the container was $20 something, the lid was $15, and I probably will just junk the bottom. I could clean it up and probably also part that out, but the bottom of it's disgusting, and I don't want to go through the time to get the 10 or 15 bucks for that. It was very gross. I was upset when I touched it, and it was too late once I touched it. And I paid $5.99 for that. So that's the only reason I got that. And then at my last stop, it's kind of further out of my way. So I said, I got to get something, pay for my gas, pay for my time. And so I went through their VHS section, and what I was looking for was Barney, because if you saw 3 or 4 videos ago, I sold a Barney VHS for, I don't know, something crazy, like 40 bucks. Ridiculous. But I did find one, kind of. It's like a compilation, different kids characters. But this is basically your 3 types of VHS you'll look for if you're selling VHS. Kids VHS, you can sell like the Disney clamshells, but you are not, let me repeat, because while I was there, I had a lady saying, oh, I got all the Disney, why don't you come, you know, I'll sell them for me, da-da-da-da. For 1, I don't do commissions. For 2, it's fake. They're not worth that money. There's none, zero, none, zero, none that are worth hundreds of dollars. But you can get, I just sold Beauty and the Beast last week, $9.99 free shipping. So that's okay money for a VHS that you pay 25 cents for, 50 cents for. But you have your kids VHS. These were just some random ones. Shows that aren't going to be found on Hulu or Netflix, or they are on a paid program. And if somebody can't afford it, it's a lot easier to buy Sesame Street on VHS, because if you don't know, Sesame Street is going to be, or already has, dropped off of PBS and is HBO only. A program that was designed to educate poor children on public broadcast system is now a paid-for show. So that breaks my heart and makes me actually a bit angry. But I got a couple. And then this one here, I figure this one might be a little more because it's a Halloween, so it's specific. I'm not sure. Then your other type of VHS is things you can lot together, which these are all hunting and bird call and various hunting-esque type tapes. I'll lot all those together. And actually, I think this series, Operation, there was a few of those. Those ones were okay. I'll look to make sure maybe I can sell them individually. I'll probably lot them together to make up for the lesser value ones with the greater value ones and just see how that goes. And then this is your third option. It's your niche stuff. Stuff that you pick it up and you go, what is this? This is a popular Christian rap group from the 90s. I know this because my mom would always buy me their cassettes, and then I would go, wow, this is terrible. It's terrible music. It wasn't like I had a problem with them being Christian rappers. I had a problem with the fact that it was terrible music. But as I'm looking at that, these shoes, though, these are awesome. And if you look here, I am a fan of the awesome Nikes. And those are different pattern, but those are pretty close to the same shoes there. And then this one, Journey to the Center of Time. I had never heard of it. Looked weird. And then this, Captain Midnight. I think this is like a stunts type of video because it's Deadly Diamonds and the Frozen Man. I don't think this is a cartoon, even though it's an animated cover. But this kind of stuff that you're like, I've never seen this, never heard of it. There's value in that because the amount available is low. That's the problem with the Disney movies, is it doesn't matter how much people want them. There was thousands and thousands and thousands printed of all of them. All of them. All of them. So be aware of that. I say it a lot, but I still have people who tell me, oh, I got all the Disney clamshells. Okay, I'll give you 25 cents a piece and I'll take them all off your hands. But overall, like I said, this is why I was so jealous of my friend that just started his YouTube channel, because he was going into his Goodwill and just pulling bows off the shelf and filling his cart. And I was like, this is ridiculous. You spend an hour in there. I got to spend 3 hours to get this. So if you are watching and you are not a current eBay seller, be aware of the area you live in and how much time and effort that's going to take. In the summer, this isn't a problem at all because garage sales exist. And I could travel a little further. There's a couple towns around me where the pickings are better, but I've got 3 kids and other things, and so my time is very valuable, so it's hard for me to source outside of my own town. Just an FYI, I did figure out how to do Amazon affiliate links, so there are links to the products I personally use on a daily basis in the description. So like my oversized tape dispenser, my magnetic that sticks to the side of my tape dispenser, tape measure, Goo Gone, air spray, Rollo printer, which turns out the price has come down on, and I found out, thanks to a viewer who left a message in the last video, that the wireless ones aren't that expensive, but I wouldn't buy one right away. Let other people buy it, check out the reviews, make sure they didn't skimp on some of the parts to make it cheaper. But the original ones are great. Links for that in the description. And also something I did not know is that you don't have to buy the things that are linked, such as like the ring light I use or any of the other products Scotty peelers, things like that. But if you click on the link and buy anything while you're on Amazon, I get a piece of that. So that's pretty neat. So if you're out there doing your Christmas shopping and you want to click on my link before you end up on Amazon, I will get a small portion of that, and that would make me very, very happy. So let's go ahead and get to pulling these orders. First thing up is 1,000 record covers. New. It's a book of, I assume, 1,000 record covers. I should know because I got this as a gift for my birthday or Christmas last year, and I still haven't opened it. And why I have 2 is because my girlfriend accidentally ordered 2. I don't know how you do that, but either way. And then she waited too long to return it past how long you could return it. And then I found it in our garage sale and said, why is this in our garage sale? I could just list it on eBay and make back, I don't know what she paid for it, but at least most of the money, I hope. $19.99 free shipping. That'll go medium mail. And then next up, unfortunately, mine was in terrible condition, but it is on A5 vintage metal rocket coin bank. It is a, what was the company? Berserk creation. And this was made in Detroit, Michigan, so in my own state. But it was pretty cool. It's missing the bottom. It was kind of bent up. It's got whoever was the original owner, I think, carved in their name a couple times. And it did have, until I tested it, a tab right here. And what you would do, I can't do it right now because the tab's gone, but it still functions, is you pull back this spring, you put your coin in there, and then when you pop this button, it shoots, and then there's a little cavity there that it shoots the coin into. So pretty cool. Not super rare, but you can get these in much better condition than mine. And so I got $15 plus shipping. That's going to West Coast, Texas, Florida, something like that, because they paid over $20 in shipping, and there's no way it'll cost that much. That'll actually fit, hopefully, if it's over, yeah, it's under 2 pounds, so even a regional A is not going to help. So that's got to be California, just that's why it's expensive. And then next up, A2 is Monopoly game piece replacements. Pewter ones from... It was a fairly old set, but the board, I think, if I remember right, was in terrible, terrible shape. But yeah, here you see the other chess piece. This is all I have left of that set. But I'm getting $8.99 free shipping for these. I'm taking offers too, so you know, $7.99, $7.50, something like that. But that's great money for an entire set. What is it? 32 pieces in a set. So you do the math on that yourself, but that's pretty good money as far as I'm concerned. And right here we go. Set of Monopoly pieces. And this is something to look out for in board games, especially Monopoly. If the whole thing's trash and you can get it for nothing, free, or it's missing some pieces, make sure you check to see if those pieces are worth selling. Because for that set, $9.99 free shipping, that's first class. It's going to, you know, $4 or whatever, plus packaging. So for very little effort, very little pack time, listing time, very little storage space. That's a key that people forget sometimes. That's something I was not paying attention to when I first started. I didn't care how big something was. That was stupid. Don't do that. Be aware of how big something is. If you're getting $30 for it, but it takes up, you know, 2-foot squared space or something, maybe it's not worth it. And then I'm going to just pull them both now, but I got for one of them $5.99, and then immediately I got an offer for the second one I have for $5. I said, why not? Let's just get them out of here. But it is Jurassic Park on VHS. Right here, sold both of them. Not tons of money, but I had them. Why not list them? They sold. I won't pick one up again. If I buy a box of VHS and they're in it, I would list them again, but I would never pick one up again unless it was new in package. But yeah, $5.99 for one of them, $5 for the other, free shipping. I'm making, you know, a few cents. And then after that on A2 is a vintage Halsam double six dragon domino set. And you can see the original price tag, 49 cents. And I think I have a year on there. Nope, I don't. But they're vintage. They're wooden. $8, free shipping. The box is in terrible condition. There were others listed. I took an offer. There was others listed in much better condition for, I don't know, double that. And then last thing, again, on A2. A2 is a popular shelf today. Is Morton Salt coffee mug set. Right here is 3 different versions, and then that's the modern one there. And I got $5.99 plus shipping for those. I paid 25 cents a piece. So like I said, easy pack day. So I got a mess going on over here I got to take care of, and I really need to get the rest of this insulated. That's a lot of space that heat is escaping. Luckily today is actually an oddly warm day. It was one of those, I went and played some music with some friends last night, and I got home much later than I like. But it was 10 degrees warmer when I got home at 10 o'clock at night, 11 o'clock at night, than it was when I left. It was like 32 when I left and 42 when I got back. So today is a great day to do it because it's not too cold. Get it done. So today's tip of the day is kind of a tale of 3 returns, because it's basically, the tip is how I handle returns. How I handle them in general is you just deal with it. There's not much you can do about it. I don't offer free returns because then that discourages the person who buys something that's like, I just don't like it, let me just return it. Because that's not my fault that you didn't put enough thought into it, or you bought something that you really couldn't afford and then were like, oh wow, I can't afford this, let me return it. That kind of, it cuts off some of the scammers, some of the, you know, the buyer's remorse type of people, gets rid of that. But the 3 things is, 1, this remote right here. It's just a Toshiba something remote. The next is, unfortunately, this disc washer D-Mag, which was new in package, and I got $50 for. Paid $1 for it. And then the next thing, it hasn't been returned yet. They also haven't shipped it yet. So do not refund people until you have the item in hand, because sometimes they just don't want to go through the effort and they just go, whatever, I'll keep it. And I think that's what's happening with this pan. And unfortunately, that's the only one that is my fault. And I would gladly return their money if they return me the item, because I could make up the difference. I'd accepted an offer or sent them an offer, so I could sell it at full price and make up the return shipping, and all of it, it'd be a wash. It wouldn't be great, but at least I wouldn't lose any money. Now this first one, this Toshiba whatever, the buyer, let me get people's information out of here. The buyer messaged me and said, hey, this doesn't work, which I in no way am going to say it does or doesn't, because I didn't put the batteries in and try. They could have ordered the wrong remote, many things. It could also not work. But what I did is I immediately refunded their money, because it is not worth me paying for the return shipping to send this back out. I'll take the, whatever it was, $10 loss and just go on with my day. But unfortunately, this buyer went out of their way and outside of eBay bought their own label and returned it to me. So they took a, probably $5 plus loss to send me back something that they paid $7.99 for or something, somewhere in that range. I'll put it up on the screen so you can see the exact details of it, but I feel bad. And so this is just a reminder to you and to myself that if you just go ahead and refund, make sure you message the buyer and tell them, hey, go ahead and trash it. I'll just refund you the money and we're all good. Because now I feel terrible that this person spent their own money to send me this back. So they're out $5 for just the bother, plus an envelope. So So they lost money, and I feel bad for that. So even if this works and they wouldn't have been scamming me, but even if they were mistaken and ordered the wrong one, I feel bad because they had no need to return this. This should have just went in recycling, end of the day. That's just a reminder to me more than anybody out there. Now this is the one I have issues with. Okay, so this was new in package, new old stock, and it does not function properly. What's supposed to happen is this little there we go. This little thing here, you hit play and rewind, and it circles through a couple times, and it goes back and forth. And what I assume has happened is what makes it turn is this band here. So it either has lost its, not stickiness, but its ability to move this, or it is stretched out, or is deteriorated, or whatever, that it doesn't function properly. But it was new. So how much of that is on me? I mean, obviously I had to refund them. I'm glad it came back and it actually didn't work. They weren't trying to, because this is something you use once a year. So they could easily have bought it, used it, sent it back. So that's what I was worried about. Once it came back and I saw it actually didn't function, or hopefully didn't flip-flop it, but I don't think they did. I looked at this is another part of the tip. When you get a return, if it seems fishy, go look at their account. That's a good indicator. If they got a bunch of bad reviews and complaints and stuff, you're probably someone's trying to get scammed. So just make sure you're taking the steps to protect yourself, film or take pictures as you open it, all those kinds of things. Just anything you can to protect yourself, which again is very little. But because it's new, I'm selling it to them as new old stock. Is that my responsibility to know if the stock inside of it is functional? I don't know. That's just a quandary. It was very disappointing, but one of those things you have to remind yourself is I'm not out $50. That's not what happened. I'm out the dollar I paid for it and the shipping I paid for, because it was, I think, $49.99 free shipping because it went first class. So I'm only out about $5, not $50. And that's something you kind of got to get your head wrapped around, because you'll end up selling a stereo unit that you paid $5 for and you got $200 for, and then something happens in shipping, which is out of everyone's control, and now you got to return or at least, you know, a partial refund. You're not out that money because, at least in my opinion, like, yes, the money is transferred and stuff, but it's not coming out of your pocket. I don't know. That's how I have to think about it, so that I don't lose my mind that I lost out on $50. And then the third one, the pan, like I said, that was a mistake on my part. I always measure with a measuring cup what size they are. Even if it's written on the pan, I'll still double check. And so I must have just made an error when I was copying, because I sold them a 1.5 quart pot, which was actually a 1 quart pot. So I think they're just going to keep it, because they asked to return it. And I said, yeah, go ahead and return it. And then they just haven't. My assumption is they said, I don't want to deal with it. I'll just now have a 1.5 quart pot. And I don't know about everybody else, but for me, it seems like when returns happen, they happen in a bunch. Like all three of those happen in the same week. That just seems like a thing that happens. I don't know if that's just me. I'll go months without one, and then I'll have 3 in a week. Weird. But yeah, what do you guys think? New, old stock? Do I have any responsibility to know if the thing functions inside of it? Or is that just kind of a buyer beware, buy it at your own risk? I don't know. Either way, point of all this story is refunds, returns, you have to deal with them. If you can't handle it, then you can't handle being an eBay reseller, because that's why I don't sell clothes, because it's one of the highest return rates, because people get it, they try it on, wrong size, they're buying it for somebody else, they don't actually know their size, the fit's not great, they wear it the one time they needed it and they return it, all those kinds of things. So outside of shoes, I'll dabble in, but clothes, just because the return rate, I don't want to deal with it. Well, I got a bunch of work to do so that I can do more work, so that I can get upstairs and edit this video so I can do more work. So that's gonna be all for this one. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, go ahead and give it a thumbs down. Subscribe, share, and be good to each other.